What's up? It's another wealthy day in the neighborhood. Thank you guys so much for choosing to be my wealthy neighbors, man. I want to welcome you to another episode of Wealth Talk TV, where we'll have candid conversations about our legacy work, purpose, adversity, and what does wealth look like to us, man. I really want to thank you guys, give you appreciation for all the likes, shares, comments, subscriptions, everything that you guys have done thus far to just make this platform, make this conversation what it is. I want to give you a whole bunch of wealthy love today, give you a whole bunch of wealthy embraces, man. Also, with this platform being what it is, I definitely want to give way to a lot of small businesses, to musical artists as well as visual artists, and to entrepreneurs that's just putting in their legacy work to create something that outlives them. Today, on today's episode, we're just going to have a candid conversation with Crystal Lasley about some of the tools that are available to us to leave a legacy, leave an inheritance for our successors, for those that are to come after us. So, just is going to continue with our whole theme of just building wealth, building inheritance, creating something that outlives us. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Again, don't forget to like, share, comment, repost, give me some good feedback, visit the website, and have a wealthy day. See, what's up? It's another wealthy day in the neighborhood, and we have our guest here, Crystal Lasley, and she's going to tell us what her purpose is, and we're going to kick it off like that, and how she found out how to fulfill it. Go ahead, Crystal. Tell me what your purpose is.
All right. So my purpose, as what I've always known it to be, but growing up ignored it, it's
Mm-hmm.
always been to help people, mainly people. If it's not anything to deal with people, then I'm not doing my purpose. I'm not serving my purpose. It doesn't really matter what, but my purpose is to serve people.
That's what's
I'm
up.
not, yeah, and it's not just saying it to be cliche. Like
Yeah.
I've tried to do other stuff. Okay.
Right. That's what's
It's,
up.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So how did you figure out how to fulfill it? Or
Well,
hold on, before I say that, like how did you find it? Like what exactly was your uh missteps or experiences with trying to get to the point where it's like I'm gonna just make a decision to go ahead and help people?
Well, to be honest, to be transparent, I tried to stay away from it as
Mm-hmm.
much as I could.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I tried to stay away from it, the more it kept getting closer and closer to it was like bam in your face. No
Right.
matter how much you try to ignore me, this is what you're supposed to do.
Okay, cool. That's what's up. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
I tried. Trust me, I tried.
so so how so how are you fulfilling it now?
Well, I have a couple things going on. I did go ahead and start my nonprofit. This was something I wanted to start since like 16.
Oh, dope.
Um, yeah, so I finally got it up and it's still up and running.
Hmm.
But finally I started that up and then
What's
just
what's your nonprofit?
it's a girls mentoring group from ages 12 to 25. And basically, I'm just providing resources to help them basically not have to go through what I went through, especially through college. College was a journey, but I got through it.
That's what's
And
up.
yeah, because no one was there. No one was
Yeah.
there for me to tell me. I might have had one person in my corner, but
Hmm.
nobody really had done it in my family.
Yeah, I
So
feel that. I feel that.
yeah,
That's
so I had to figure out all the gray areas.
yeah. That's pretty dope, and that you even decide to take that experience in college and turn it into something that's going to be able to help somebody else. So that's incredible with your legacy work. What else do you do?
I do that, and then I just started my own financial services company. Now that I'm still new in it,
Okay.
but I'm learning. And it's things that we know we got to deal with, but don't
Hmm.
want to do.
That makes sense. What's the name of your financial services company?
So I am Primerica Financial Services,
Okay.
and some people may have heard of us, some people may have not, but we're just a distribution for financial wealth. We have several different services that we provide for our clients and guests. Some people may know us for particularly one, but like I said, we are a bus. We are a wealth bus. We use this vehicle to move people to goals and dreams that they
So
want and set.
okay, that's what's up. So let's see, what adversities did you go through that got you to this specific place to know that you wanted to work for the financial services industry?
Well, I have two big old footprints before me.
Mm-hmm.
My sister, she does it now. I'm gonna be transparent again.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely didn't think that that would have been my avenue. I like to stay in my lane.
Gotcha.
But the more sometimes you think something isn't for you and you try to stay out of it, the more you find out that, hey, this actually is something that I can do. But my sister is involved in it already. My aunt been involved in it for years. I started off helping her when I was younger in her business. So I've been around it all my life,
Gotcha.
but
Okay.
it's just nothing I ever tried to indulge in until
Got-
now.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Cool. So let's talk about what type of wealth building tools that are available to us through Primerica.
All right. Well, so we have several. Um, a lot of people, like I said, don't like to think about it, but life insurance and having a will, we know in today's times that that's very important to have, because we never know when our time is up, and God forbid it could be any day and we're not prepared. So life insurance is not for you, but it's for your family. It's to leave a legacy for your family. So I have life insurance. I don't have kids, but if something was to happen to me, at least my family would be able to bury me, and we don't have to have our typical fish shirt and GoFundMe
Right.
thing going on.
Right.
um and then a will is something that a service we provide as well. That's very, very important, because you can have the life insurance, but if you don't have a GPS, a financial GPS of who is to go to, then it causes chaos.
Right, right, right.
So
Definitely, definitely with the
yeah.
will. Yeah, that's many times like people will never really have things written out, and then you be wondering why you look a certain way in the coffin,
Mhm.
and it's because
Yeah,
no nobody said anything, or you didn't say anything. You didn't speak up for yourself about what
yeah,
you want to experience, how you want to be remembered. So that's important.
absolutely.
What else do you guys offer outside of the life insurance and the will?
We provide legal services. You always want to. I remember I was in Florida, and man, I'm a left foot. I'm a speed demon, as they call them. And I was down there
Hmm.
visiting because I was still up here, and I had caught a ticket. It
Wow.
felt good to not have to deal with that, although it was another state. It felt good for me to be able to call my legal services and
Right.
they handled it. So we provide legal services, which is good because whew,
You
that's
never
something
know
that
when you need a lawyer. You never
you
know
never
when.
know. And you
Yeah.
don't just want any, I'm
Right.
sorry, no offense to public defenders,
Right.
but you want somebody that know their stuff.
Right.
You want somebody that's gonna be on your side, your team.
Yeah. Do you guys have business lawyers?
Yeah, we have whatever ones, whatever you're dealing with, we're gonna have the top lawyers. Now that I do know from experience. I wasn't on
Gotcha.
my own plan, but I was on my mother's plan.
Gotcha.
When I got that ticket, they sent someone to deal with citation court.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty dope. And I will say, like, when it came down to me doing like my own trademark paperwork,
Hmm.
it was nice to be able to have the advice
Yes, reading
of
over.
counsel. So it's really talking to a lawyer, even though it may seem like, dang, I really don't want to pay anybody, but that wisdom take
Mhm.
away a headache a lot faster than you trying to go into it by yourself. So
Absolutely, and it definitely can cause you from signing your life away, because
exactly.
the terminology, that's not something we see and use
Right.
every day.
Right.
So, there are several different words, but it's always saying one thing.
Right, right, right. So definitely want to have somebody that studies that. Okay, cool. So yeah, you guys got the life insurance policies, wills. You
We
also have.
go, um, yeah, like we also have legal. We go into home security. We go into identity theft. You
Okay.
name it. You
Okay.
name it. We distribute it. We provide it.
Okay. Okay. What could you tell me about trust funds and what you learned from that?
Well, so that is that's a great area for me. But what I have been learning thus far is I'm pretty sure it's a different variety of trust funds. It's an investment, of course.
Right.
But it's always a trust fund is designed to you know manage your assets on someone else's behalf. So is to help with a third party. So let's say you have an estate, or different things of that way. You can design that to manage on someone else's behalf. Or let's say I have an estate, and let's say that I want to pass it down.
Right.
I will have a trust fund, and in a trust fund, I will state that, hey, I would want this to be passed on to such and such, so and so. So it's to neutralize me and the
Right.
other guests in the near future that I want to eventually pass this down to, so they'll know what portion is theirs, because
Right.
people can get greedy.
Right.
So, but it's definitely to establish boundaries. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. Dope. I remember I was watching a documentary about the what the rich teaches their children, and I want to say it was like a segment, a piece in there about Johnson and Johnson
Mm-hmm.
and their descendants. Because Johnson and Johnson was made, I feel like in the 1800s. It's been around for a while
Mm-hmm.
though, but basically they were in a space where they were just living off the trust fund. They didn't go and do the day to day work. They
Mm.
they just had the. Why are you shaking your head?
I mean, because once it's gone, it's not going to produce wealth anymore. So I'm like, because I'm just thinking about what I would have been doing. I would have been investing more into other things, per se.
Well, well, I was going to say with that, is
Mhm.
it not something, or do you not have where, let's say, for example, I have my business and I build my
Mhm.
business up to a certain point where it is a independent entity that can basically walk, live, and breathe by itself. You know, yeah, you still have the corporate board, but I'm in a space where I feel comfortable enough to release the reins to someone else that's going to allow the mind of that company to continue to grow. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
if I'm in that position and I decide to have so many amount of shares of that ownership within a company, I mean, within a trust fund, would that not be something that is continuously growing if it's like a business that's in that area?
Well, yeah, but I mean, because again, you have it invested into something else. You have, like you said, because always it's several different routes you can take when you have a business. Not everybody open their business up to the public and allow other people to buy shares,
Right.
So, but yes, that is a way that you can keep your business flourishing. Or you can, let me think, because this is another route that you can take. I haven't personally had any like offers, but my best friend, I sat with her and she's had several distribution offers,
Mm-hmm.
and just being on that route and on that journey with her, I have learned so much,
Mm-hmm.
of what to do, what not to do.
Mm-hmm.
But uh, definitely you have different ways. Like you said, you're going the route with the having shares. Not
Mm-hmm.
everybody wants that route. Some people, you know, have to find another way. I can't think off the top of my head the other ways that they introduced to
Gotcha.
us,
Gotcha.
because that was one of them.
Gotcha.
But definitely, it's some ways you can spread the wealth, spread the love.
Right. Right. Right.
But most importantly, though, like you were saying, if you're in a position to where, if needed be, you can have someone to overtake what you're doing. You
Right.
do want them to see your vision and to see your goals so they can move it to the next level that you would have wanted it to go.
Right. And do you mind if we kind of like create a strategy for like a millennial entrepreneur that is growing their business? Like, what would you recommend them doing to build their wealth outside of building their business?
So I would definitely say to sit down. If you don't have a financial coach or
Gotcha.
advisor,
Mm-hmm.
definitely sit down with someone that is familiar with the verbiage and the terminology. Not everybody gonna have a financial coach. I was blessed to have one built in my family. That's the only reason why I even was exposed to anything of this sort. But
Does Primerica have financial coaches?
yes, we have different people on different levels that can
Okay.
sit down with you and explain. Like, we have a guy that's amazing in investments, can sit down and first let you see where your money is going.
Right.
Then we can transition it into better positions, and that'll help you to get more out of what you're already spending. you
Gotcha.
know some
Okay.
people are putting a lot into stuff, but by 69, they're only getting $79,000. Who
Right.
wants to work until 69? Well, what we can do is like, hey, we understand we can take the excess that you're paying and invest that into other routes. And by 79, 69, 70, instead of having $79,000 for two people, we
Right.
can get $250,000 for a person apiece, which is a little bit more comfortable for me to live off of
Right.
than 79,000. Seventy-nine
Right.
thousand is cost of a cost.
Right.
One.
So how would you go about, like, is there a lump sum that they work with, or is it more so like trying to get your debt decreased and then build your savings? Like, what exactly are the steps that occur with this financial
So
advisor to get you to that point?
we absolutely work off of what you are already doing. Now, if you don't have anything,
Right.
then we can build you a financial house.
Mm-hmm.
We can start from, your goals and plans, your debts, you know, things of that nature. We can build you one. But if, let's say, you're already investing,
Mm-hmm.
we can take what you have, because we're all about helping you save money.
Right.
Take what you have, show you what we have on our side, and then the access, the overage that you've been paying,
Mm-hmm.
we can use that to invest into you know different things you might be interested in.
Gotcha.
You don't always have to put more money into it. Sometimes you can be overpaying, and then you transition into us, and in our services that we provide, we saving you more money, and we just take the excessiveness from what you've been paying and invest that into something else.
Got it.
Which 9 times out of 10, that's exactly how it goes. Now, some people gonna come, um, and they're gonna be like, oh, I don't have that. But for the most part, a lot of us in these days and times, we really open. We're really, trying to be better.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that I haven't come across, they have been some type of or some way familiar
Mm-hmm.
with what we have going on.
Gotcha.
So it's slightly easier. But if you don't have it, we'll definitely build it for you, and it's personalized.
Mm-hmm.
So we look at what you have.
Gotcha. Gotcha. You were
It's
saying,
strategically for you.
I was gonna say you were saying something about payment and taking the excess. What payment are you talking about? What excess?
So let's say that you had your money in um, a 401k through your job.
Okay.
We always advise you to get a 401k out of your job because, hey, I have a 401k in my job, and guess what? I lost my job in February due to nonsense, but now I got money that I have to roll over into a personal
Yeah.
401k
Gotcha.
because right now, yeah. So let's say you had that happened, or just in general, you had some type of money in investments already.
Gotcha.
Um, we look in what you already had invested. We look through it through our services, through the people that we work with.
Gotcha.
And then from there, we 9 times out of 10, we're going to be able to save you money.
Gotcha.
So if you're paying $225 a month for, let's say, your life insurance, but we can give it to you for a higher amount, like you was getting like $50,000 for you and $50,000 for your husband or whatever, and y'all paying $225 a month. We can give you. We will look and see what we have to offer, and let's say we are able to give to you 250,000 per person, $80 a month.
Okay.
That excessiveness, that excess that you were paying from 225, we can take that. It's like what 140ish or something. We can
Yeah.
take that and we will invest that because you're already paying it. Remember, so it's not like we're taking any more money from you or whatever. So we
It's
take that and invest
gotcha.
it, yeah, into something else that
Gotcha.
you would be interested in.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but our whole business, our whole company is all about saving money. Like I said, it's not something that people like to talk about. It's not something that you can't just walk up to somebody and be like, "Hey, yeah, you want life insurance? Hey, yeah, you want." They're not going. They're gonna run from you. Okay, they're
Yeah.
gonna run
Gotcha.
because although we may need it, that ain't something we want to talk about.
Yeah, most people don't like to think about their own mortality, but I don't just see the life insurance as a something to cover you when you die or anything like that. It's like
No,
it's your own personal way of being able to put back into the earth, put back into your lineage,
yeah,
and making sure that if nothing else, uh saying this has to go to a specific fund for my family members
mm-hmm,
to be able to get a down payment on a house or actually be able to
yes,
purchase a house or something like that, or buy land, or it's got to be used specifically. And that's what the will and the trust are supposed to do, right? They're supposed
yeah,
to create
God,
avenues
yes,
so
yeah,
that you can specifically state your desires and how you would like for someone to be able to increase the wealth
it,
for the next
yeah,
generation. Not just, even though school is a good investment, but not just leaving it for schools. You can do that,
yes,
but
yeah, um,
you also need to be in the space where whatever that they're learning, whatever they're doing, that's kind of like you kind of dealing with human error at that point. That should be a part of what you use the funds for, but you also want to use it for something that's going to grow, some type of harvest in your life, to keep a dividend or something coming.
is
Um,
that
yeah. So we were saying that the first thing you said was a financial coach, having a financial coach for millennial uh, growing their business, millennial entrepreneur growing their business. What was the next thing that you recommend that they do after getting with the financial coach?
um or not even if they have a financial coach, just somebody that can sit down with them and take the time out with them and help them to understand. But what I would
Oh,
say,
I was gonna say, but a financial coach would be the one that would really do that. Because we was
yeah,
just talking about lawyers and wanting to go to somebody that's qualified. So you definitely want to. It,
yeah, we do,
and, and
but
it- and it seems like you're spending money to kind of build assets, but it's kind of like if you're not in a space to release it, then it's not going to come back to you. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's kind of you really can't pay attention to the cost of money because money is a tool. uh, and
exactly.
and the quicker that you realize that it's a seed and it's something that's supposed to go on the ground and grow, as opposed to thinking about it as food, and it just go in your stomach and you poop it out, or thinking about it as lights, because all you're doing is just paying lights. Light should be a tool so that you can see in the wealth house that you have built. But so I just want to put that out there because I don't want anybody to be concerned about the cost of doing services. So you were saying after, my bad, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh
After
no, no, that's a good That's a
okay.
good point because you know how we think, and
Yeah,
to be honest, that's kind of because I was gonna say, well, everybody can. You're like, no, 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 no. Don't be
yeah,
afraid to spend that. Okay.
yeah.
Be
It,
afraid.
exactly. It's gonna propel you forward, and sometimes you need that, even though you don't think that you need it. Like when you're in a space of really trying to execute a vision and a dream or whatever it is that's within you, there's certain things that you need. You need LLC. You need to know how to be able to invest. You need to know, what type of things that you can do with a will and a life insurance policy and a trust fund and these different little pieces of the financial sector that be hard to look at because you see numbers and just get headaches. So
Yeah.
knowing that you see numbers and you get headaches, go through the process of gauging, based off of the things that you need within yourself, uh, the type of person that you feel that you can trust, number one, because a big thing when it comes down to our finances, we have a hard time releasing it because we don't think that we can trust anybody else with it, but if you be real with yourself, you're stupid with money.
Yeah. Basically, very.
So, like just even I try to put on a good job, do a good front, take care of certain things, but shit happens. I like to eat Uber. I don't like to cook. I hate cooking. Like I can cook, but I hate cooking. I don't want to cook for myself anymore. But like I personally
You
feel
need yourself.
I personally feel I need a chef, and some other things, but we just gonna start with there. I need a chef. I know that I want healthy foods and I don't want to eat a whole bunch of crap. But hey, what do you do? But my bad. We were talking about financial services and you were saying, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I'm really thinking because a financial coach is awesome, but I'm thinking you asked me for what would I think what would be best for a second option for them, or what else could they do other than having a financial coach?
Right.
Um, a mentor.
Yeah.
Mentors are great. It's separate from a financial coach, but I've learned in order for you to get to where you want to go, you have to follow somebody that's already there.
Yeah.
So I have mentors, and it is very vital to have one. That will be my second route. Getting a
Yeah.
mentor, finding someone that is where you want to be. If you want to be $1 million owner, find somebody
Right.
that's willing. For me, I have a mentor. Like I said, I have my own nonprofit. I hang around people. I go serve these people when they have events. You know, it's kind of weird. You know,
Right.
they be looking at them all googly eyed, like, oh my God, where you want to be at? But you got to keep your composure. But at the end of the day, I know why I'm there. You know, I'm there to suck up what you're doing so
Right.
I can get to where you are eventually.
Right, right. Talk about the importance of service when it comes out, because people don't like to serve. I personally look, sometimes, if it's a one-on-one interaction, I'm not gonna lie to you. I like serving one-on-one because it makes me feel it feels more like a relationship building as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to just being in a whole bunch of different people faces. You know,
Yeah.
uh,
Oof.
but I don't mind doing it. I could do the versatile, but sometimes we don't want to serve, and
Mm-mm.
that's you really can't move forward if you're not working. People don't find you. Uh, they don't find you doing nothing. They find you serving. They find you helping. So, your experience, please, on service.
Service A is one of the most important gateways to a lot of things. I know people that are not religious,
Mm-hmm.
don't believe no God,
Mm-hmm.
but know how to serve. And because they got that serving up under
Right.
their belt, that is
Right.
why they're thriving in life. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So service
Yeah.
is top, it's almost up there with oxygen, okay? You got to learn how to become selfless. You
Mm.
know, it's not all about you. Do I like serving all the time? My whole life is based upon servicing. Do I
Right.
like to do it? No. Do I sometimes want to square up? Yes. But I get it done, because
Right.
at the end of the day, there is nothing else that's more fulfilling than
Right.
knowing that you have helped somebody do better,
Right.
or help somebody get to somewhere they've been trying to get to.
Dope, dope, dope. Okay, cool. And what would you let's try a different way. So let's try to create like a strategy for a unemployed millennial that's looking to grow financially.
I would say always have an open mind. Being
Right,
open minded in the entrepreneur field is a plus. Because again, you're gonna get opportunities presented to you all the time, and if you're going in closed minded, you're gonna be like, well, I can't do this, or this
right.
isn't for me, and you will never know because you never tried it out. So I would say for unemployed millennial, be open minded,
Okay.
because whatever you're saying isn't going to work for you, you're never going to know until you try it.
Right, right, right. And
And then,
go ahead.
oh no, I'm sorry. And then I was going to say, you never know where it's going to lead you at neither. It could lead you and land you in front of a lot of resourceful people that can help you get to, somewhere, help you find the journey that you're trying to get on, or the route that you're trying to get to.
Gotcha. So, and I will also say that how you like I personally feel like how you use your time during an unemployed season kind of reflects on if you can be even trusted with the I I don't want to say I want to say next level, but I think I mean next dimension. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Because
Yes.
because it's like you anything that you have in this current season, good or bad, when it comes down to your core, the current space that you're in and what you experience, it's all like tools. So if you're receiving like an unemployment check or if you get in these funds from stimulus and stuff like that, this is your opportunity to now to learn how to actually be able to use the money that you're receiving. Learning how to put 10% to ties or learning how to put so much towards like investing, saving, even putting in. I really want to say when it comes down to life insurance, I personally believe that some of the life insurance policy costs about the same amount of what is it called? About the same amount of Netflix.
Yes. Your phone bill, a pair of shoes, a day
It
of you just going out to eat with your friends. Yes.
is
Yes, it
is
does.
it costs about the same amount. So consider the fact that it costs about the same amount. It's like, why not put it towards something that you're gonna spend money on anyway? You know, it's like a subscription, but it's a subscription for
Mhm.
your life. You know.
I'm just saying, because everybody don't think this way. Trust me, I I came across some very unique minds.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I completely understand it, and I can only imagine. You know, we really don't want to think about it. We really don't want to talk about it because no one wants to contemplate their own immortality. But this is flesh. It passes away after a
It
while.
does.
At one point or another, we don't know where the spirit gonna go, but we do know that at some point, everything expires, everything dies. Nobody came here to live forever. So knowing that everything dies, nothing lives forever, uh, we gotta use our time, use our capacity, our matter, our space wisely, you know. And one of
Absolutely.
those one of those ways of being able to use our time, our space wisely is by just putting your time and energy to putting something back. You know,
Mhm.
not for you, but for those that need something after you, because
Mhm.
there's always going to be a need. And this, doing this, you know, just if we want to be real when it comes down to the existence of the African American race, you know,
Mhm.
because that's one of the areas that I personally see we don't have enough security.
Mhm.
We can better position ourselves to build up our own communities. You know, this is you don't be concerned about gentrification when you're not doing anything to beautify your own space. You can't cry about that. There ain't nothing to ever do in the city when you don't create it. It's just when you when you get tired of seeing the same things, you're not doing anything to invest into your politics and making sure that you have people in place that's going to make your living space cleaner. You know, you wonder why so many pollutant companies, mills and stuff. And I'm not knocking, you know, them being a means to pay bills or anything like that, but you wonder why everybody in the community is having a hard time breathing and with asthma and stuff like that. That's because right outside your community is this space that just pumps fumes into the air
Mhm.
to just to kill
Yeah.
how you breathe. You know what I mean? You got that, and then on top of that, they don't mind pouring all types of pollutants into your water,
Water, yeah.
and that messes with your body. You know, because you're trying to figure out why the water's so hard. You know, people talk about it's because it's, it's it's because you got chemicals and stuff in your water that's
Mhm.
not, and then water also affects what grows. So you got produce. Anytime you got your vegetables and stuff like that, you know, and they got all types of chemicals and not doing stuff to make sure that you actually have. That's why I highly recommend going to local farmers markets. It's specifically black farmers. You know, if you can, I really wish that more African American cities would open it up where these Saturday markets, these farmers markets also take EBT, and you can exchange, you know, EBT for this produce if some don't do it. What you said?
Oh no, I was saying, yeah, I do know there are some pretty good. We have some. Well, I know you said the last time we talked you were in Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know nothing about Oregon. If it ain't
Mm-hmm.
Oregon, well,
Right.
but I definitely know here in Georgia they have been getting good. I actually just finished working for a farmers market.
Right.
Um, yes, we accepted EBT, okay, and yes, we used to get asked that. Do you accept EBT? So that is definitely that was definitely concerns
Right.
of some of the people in our community because they didn't know. But
Right.
I have been to I make this I make it fun. I make it a hobby. I like to go to visit different other farmer markets that we have,
Right.
when they were open.
Right.
Just because I don't know everything, but to see all this other stuff, it's great to expose yourself to that kind of stuff. But
Definitely. Definitely.
they are getting better here
Mm.
with accepting, wig and stamps and
Right.
different of that nature, yes, which
Right.
is allowing a
And
lot of people to be able to eat more healthier in our
right.
community. Yes.
Right, right, right. And they definitely do that out here this way as well. But it definitely should be implemented more in all types of African American communities because that's healthier food, you know. But again, with and it just started from leaving a will, leaving life insurance, leaving a trust, leaving something
Yeah.
that's gonna be able to allow the people that come after you to experience uh, a better. They said
Yeah.
that you plant a tree so that the ones that come after you can stand in the shade. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
so um, let's see what else that I want to talk to you about. So for your, I know that we talked about a lot thus far, but for I guess, like, what is your closing argument on why we should have a financial strategy in place to push your life and your successors forward?
So I would say, in all honesty, just keep in mind what we do affects somebody else's tomorrow. So even if you don't have kids, you have nieces, nephews, godchildren, we might have struggled. We may have went through things but allow them to never have to be exposed to that kind of lifestyle. Allow them to have a chance in life to basically, so they don't have to take as long as we did to get there. If that's the whole point.
That's truth, right?
Oh, yes, that is my whole point of my girls group. I don't want them to have to figure out later on in life
Right,
what they're figuring out now at
right,
12, at 13. So when they get to where we are right now,
right,
how much more advanced they will be in life. That's what it's all
right.
about.
Exactly.
Exposing you earlier so you ain't got to take such as long as I did to get to where I was trying to get to.
And it was a job just getting here. You still ain't nowhere where you need to be or want to be. but
Yeah.
but while we're here, just being in a position to let me tell you what you can do differently. So that
Yes.
so that you don't have to go through the same hurdles. It's like I went that way. You can try that way. Like some battles, the ones that come after me just not gonna have to fight. If the only battle I really want there to be is figuring out what your purpose is. That's the only battle because that's gonna be your own personal thing. That's figuring
Yeah.
out what you're here for, what you're here to do. But when it comes down to like how you gonna do it, you should have tools. Like let me
Yeah.
go back to granddad's or grandma's shed and figure out what they got in the toolbox. Where's the screwdriver? Where you
Yeah.
need some tools to be able to pass down. And yeah, people, you can go to the store and buy a tool, but it's a whole lot better. You take a lot less stress. You sweat. You sleep a lot better when you have somebody that's in a position that has looked out for you. So all you have to do is figure out, okay, how do I do what I'm supposed to so that this thing can not only work for me, but it can grow.
Exactly.
So
Definitely. Definitely. So that's it right there. I mean, we living for the people after us tomorrow, you know. Even if you don't never have kids, you got people in the community, people that you ain't thinking watching, they're watching.
Right.
So, you know, my whole purpose goal is to make sure the people after me ain't gonna never know what it feel like to go into school and don't know how they gonna pay for their semester.
That's crazy. And that's a lot. That's a lot. You not only gotta worry about where you gonna sleep, how you gonna eat, and how you gonna pay for the semester.
Yeah, and you know, when you go to college, it's an option.
Yeah,
So they don't really care that you got all this to worry about.
right, right. No, no,
So
no one cares that
nope, they don't. It's that tough love.
right,
It's needed sometimes, but if you ain't got to experience it, I
right.
wouldn't get it. I mean, you know, I wouldn't even want to embark upon it because, you know, if I just got genuine love, just let me get that genuine right there. Cause that tough love is it's real tough. You know what I'm saying? And it's a
Yeah.
break or make, and everybody can't make it.
Right, right, right. And I'm not, this is not something to make anybody soft or saying that
Oh gosh, no.
uh you don't need your adversities. You know, there's always going to be some type of events. There will never
Mhm.
be a time in your life where you don't experience some type of adversity. If you ain't, it don't matter if you rich, if you broke, whatever,
Exactly.
it's always going to be an issue. But let's take away some issues, just like you're trying
Yes.
to break the emotional generational curses that
Yes.
have been
Mhm.
passed down to you. Also try to break the financial
Yes.
generational curses that have been passed down, you know, and just by taking one step, something that is as cheap as your Netflix, and chill.
Mhm.
Invest in life insurance. And invest in invest in just putting something back for the next person. You know,
Exactly.
and
One
do it,
man.
you know, it's good to have it with your job, but it's a lot better if you have it by yourself because you don't have to worry about there being a lapse or a cancellation without your job, you know. So
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have with your job, but you know, a lot of people lost their job. You know what a lot of
yeah,
people got to do right now? They need to be sitting in front of a financial advisor
right,
because they need to learn how to transition that money into another financial um bus. They
right,
somewhere else that's gonna take them somewhere else. So it's millions of people that's on unemployment right now that probably have 401ks. That mean I got a million some people I need to be sitting down with, which is exhausting. But
right,
still, they're out there. That's you get what I'm saying? Like they're out
right.
there. These people, you know, we didn't see this coming in a million years. We
And
didn't
no one
know.
did. No, no one
Yes,
did. You hear about times and things gonna get shaken up, but you don't pay attention because you just living your best life. So
live your best life.
so we don't plan, and then for some reason we're a people that we just live from day to day. We don't worry
Every
about
day.
next week, trying to
Check the
figure out, you know, why you paycheck to paycheck, you know, but you paycheck to paycheck because you're not thinking about tomorrow. You just living for the day. and
exactly.
and if you continue to eat the fruit as it comes off the tree, you know, you're not gonna have anything left over to sell. You know what I mean? Like you're not really
I
saving
do.
anything. You know, so
Absolutely.
yeah, so definitely want to
One thing
save
I
some.
learned though,
What you said?
oh no, I'm saying one thing I learned, man. I know people might think this weird, but I learned a lot from watching the ant. I don't know if people know, but ants take their food and they harvest it till the
Right,
winter months because
right,
they know something is coming other
right,
than beautiful weather every day. Okay,
right.
so long story short, like you said, don't just eat the fruit all the time. If you can eat half of that apple and save another half for another day, do that.
Right, right, right. Because the lookout is like amazing, especially if you're in a space where, let's say, for example, you have gotten to a point where you just have $1,000 saved. Like just keep the thousand at all times
Mhm.
and just put more into it. You know what I mean? Like that
Or you can
if
take that. and invest it into something and a
Right,
whole, yeah, that can keep growing. So when you
right,
60, now you
right,
sitting on half of a meal.
right, right, right. You've been doing it for a while. That's something that you've been putting back for a while. And then the other thing for me is looking at investments as not just your day to day type of money. Is looking at what exactly do I want this finances that I put back to look like in 10 years? You know what I mean? A lot of times we look at the money like it's right now, or it's something available like to spend immediately. That's why I like kind of like burn holes in people's pockets. But if you think
Mm-hmm.
about it as far as like what you when it comes down to investing, uh what do you want to happen in the next 10 years? It's like, okay, that'll put me in a position. It's like, well, in 10 years at 40, I really don't want I probably want to retire a little bit. I want to be in a position where I can just kick back and relax and
Yeah,
choose to go to work. You know what I mean? Choose to be like, you know what, I
never
think. And at
need to
that
go to
point,
work.
when you go to work, it'll be like a social hour as opposed to you having to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like I just came here to
Mm-hmm.
socialize. I just wanted to
I'm
have a
telling you.
that's that's what you get to a point to. It's like you're not at
Yeah.
work because you have to be there. You're at work because you enjoy what you're doing. You get to talk to
Mm-hmm.
different people. You get to encounter a different experience daily, and you just when certain things are off the table as far as mental stresses, you're a lot happier. They say money doesn't buy you happiness, but it buys you options. It gives you a peace of mind on certain things because it's just certain things that you know that you don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about paying bills because you have the funds available that's already invested to take care of the bills. You don't have to worry about, what you're going to eat because you already have the means available, a harvest available for you to be able to eat. So you definitely want to, like she said, get a financial advisor, get a mentor. What else?
Definitely
Life
friends.
insurance. Oh,
Friends.
a friend.
Friends. People that you hang around. Look, if all
Oh,
your friends broke, you're gonna be the fifth broke friend, okay? Get you some people that's
that's
trying to
paid.
do something, go somewhere, make something of themselves.
Right,
Everybody's not gonna go to college. Some just get you some friends that's motivated, that's
right,
fired up about life.
right, right. You were right about that. That's a very important one. The last thing you want to do is to be the fifth broke person and amongst other broke people. I want to have a team of wealthy people around me at all times. I need you to be wealthy in mind, wealthy in body, wealthy in
Yes.
spirit, financially wealthy, spiritually wealthy, just all across the board, and we can be able to have conversations about different things that we're doing to actually progress our lives forward. I want to have a competition and be like, I bought a house. Well, I bought two. You know what I mean? These,
Yeah, for real. Like
yeah,
I want rich people problems.
right.
I've definitely done master broke people issues. I want some rich people problems. Let me see.
I done mastered learning how to make something out of nothing. But let
Yeah.
me learn how to make something out of something.
So let me go to the store and be like, I just want all that, okay? Thank you. Each one in different colors. Let me try that one.
Oh, crazy. That's funny. But yeah, so I really appreciate all the insight that you have given, Crystal. It's been really,
Absolutely.
really good feedback. Um, I would think I want to know like I have last two questions. So
Mhm.
what does your legacy work look like for you?
My legacy worth or work.
Work, your legacy work.
Oh, well, it is still being work. I'm definitely, I don't even know if I'm halfway there. I see the bigger picture,
What's
of
the
course.
bigger picture?
Eventually I want to start up is almost similar to like Boys and Girls Clubs, but for my nonprofit. And then with my financial services, I just want more people to be aware. Even if you don't want to do it, just be aware. I'm a person that loves to share correct information. I don't like to give out misleading information. I like for people to just be aware. If somebody else talking to you about it, at least you have been introduced or exposed to it. That's all I want to do. Expose you to more. Let you know that, hey, this ain't the only route you can take. There are so many other options that you can do to get to where you're trying to go. That's mainly my main goal here. Just letting people know there are alternative routes that you can take to get to where you're trying to go.
So awesome. And what's your definition of wealth?
My definition of wealth is health. Because look here, man, being sick ain't gonna allow you to be able to do nothing we talking about, because you're not gonna be able to think about nothing we talking about, because you're gonna be too busy worrying about is you gonna die tomorrow or tonight. So wealth is health for me. Matter of fact, at 7 o'clock today, because it be hot, I'm gonna do my walk. Of course it is finances, but like you said a few minutes ago, being wealth to me is being um emotionally stable. Wealth to me is being healthy. Wealth to me is being spiritually inclined, self-aware. That's what wealth is to me. Because once you have all those things, man, it's a lot of things you can accomplish.
So dope. And it makes life a lot easier. It definitely
Yes.
makes life a lot easier. So that's what's up. I appreciate it. I'm actually gonna tag Crystal in this video. So at the bottom of YouTube, you should be able to see just some contact information so that you can get in contact with her and get, if nothing else, just the conversation started about what exactly can you do to propel your legacy work forward, making sure that you're creating something that outlives you. All right. So hope you
Absolutely.
guys have a wealthy evening.